What's up, guys? I am back. Welcome to another career mode. As you can see, we are starting a road to glory with Coventry City. Hopefully, we can bring them the glory they've been after all of these years. This is going to be the formation we're playing. It's going to be a 3-4-3. So this is kind of how we have it lined up so far. Might do some tweaks before our first game, but wanted to kind of show this off. The squad, you may be asking, it's not necessarily a good one. A lot of folks up for kind of contracts as well, so we'll kind of, as the season progresses, figure those contracts out. But this is the squad that we will be going into the season with. Definitely will need some overhauling kind of as we progress, but this is the team that we will be working with. So looking at the spreadsheet that we're going to be using for this career mode every season to add an even bigger layer of realism to the series this year. So as you obviously know, we are going to be Coventry City for this career mode. So what we're going to do is we're going to look through this spreadsheet. Shout out to Buzzco. He created this spreadsheet last year. It is a FIFA 23 spreadsheet, but we're going to make it work for this series. And if you guys like it, we'll use it for the rest of the series on the channel. So when you start, you kind of have some stuff to fill in. So let's go into our core DNA. Our core DNA is going to be kind of what we're able to do within the series. So, like, we've got 6 DNA traits, 6 DNAs for, like, the academy. So we've got frontrunner, we have a higher percentage to sign a domestic talent. We got sign a higher base potential, so we can sign prospects up to the 80 potential. It's just we have to kind of run through, as you'll see in the later part of the spreadsheet, some calculations to see what, like, overall players we can sign, things like that, so on and so forth. So we've got 3 for networking, 4 for development. That's going to be like your sheets, your dev traits, and things like that. 3 for employment. So like if you put we get to add 3+ players that we can sign on once at loan, so we get up to 3 right now. We've got this one is the ability to renegotiate, downgrade the squad for 2+ players a season, and then we are able to sign 3+ players age 30 and up. We've got 5 for the recruitment in terms of what we can do there. 7 for operations, because this is where a lot of the money comes into play. So this is where I wanted to kind of make sure we're able to progress forward in terms of our financials. Same with culture. This is going to be kind of the culture that we have. We've got a fanatical fan base. Our philosophy is to purchase players, and our playstyle is definitely going to be offensive, which you'll have seen when we go through kind of how we're going to play this year. We've got the mentality, and then the owner, we said a wealthy owner, so we have plus 5% all prize money can be allocated to the budget, so that's gonna work for us in the future. In terms of the club itself, we are a 3-star club, 70 overall. Our current weekly wages are $727,000, starting budget of just over $14 million. We were able, due to kind of those traits and things that you saw in the previous screen, able to select 2 sponsors. So we've got, we're able to gather 8% more of ticket revenues and 2% of the selling markup. So our sponsors are going to be Nike and Google. And then we have a club ambassador for the Americas. So that's going to help us out as well. We are in the championship, as you all know. In terms of the staff, we chose a fitness coach and a director of football. We've got, obviously, myself as the manager moving forward, but we've got my 2 staff members are training grades, as you know, because that's from last year's FIFA when they were doing the grades, things like that. So that's going to be kind of what our staff looks like for now. The squad, we've got the squad here. It's just kind of has all their details from the squad page in FIFA. But this is going to be our squad. The average age is 23.7. We've got 33 folks. Overall, again, is at 70. Squad potential, though, has everyone is a plus 226, which means we're kind of a diamond in the rough in squad potential. So that's good for us. We've got a few academy graduates. And then in terms of scouting, this is where that kind of staff come into place, where we're actually able to send scouts. So we are only allowed 2 GTN scouts, going to be in Argentina and going to be in England. If there's a spot that you all think that we should be able to go, we will have. So we've got England, so we've got the British Isles, so we can scout in England, Scotland, and Ireland, as well as we've got the Americas, so Argentina, Brazil, and the United States. This is in terms of the Youth Academy players that we're able to kind of scout. We're able to scout in terms of Youth Academy players. Britain, so the British Isles, as you saw, where we're kind of able to send our GTN scouts. So we'll definitely make sure that we send the scouts to the right spot. This is kind of the formulation that goes through, calculation that goes through when we get ready to buy any players. To add that extra layer of realism, it's got to say it's a realistic player. There'll be some kind of data sets here that'll pop up when we put in that player's information, and it'll say if it's a realistic transfer or not, and then therefore we'll be able to sign him. Same for selling. If a bigger club comes in and we put it in the sheet, we have to sell. So we'll do that. Looking at the finances tab, this will come more into play kind of once we start buying, selling, winning prizes and trophies, are moving on in certain stages, things like that. And then the postseason. This will, when we kind of end each season, put in this data, it'll allot us more kind of core DNA points and trait points, things like that, to allow us to kind of get better. It's gonna, as we all know, like FC24, it's 3 seasons and you're already kind of competing for championships. So hopefully this is able to kind of slow that down to provide a more realistic career mode. And for those followers of the last series that we had with kind of Roma and then on to Liverpool, you all know kind of with Pfeiffer's Realism Mob, we don't get a lot of youth players. So hopefully we can get one in the first season of this career mode and kind of develop them and hopefully be able to hang on to them permanently. In terms of the Youth Academy, of the players that we get to start a career mode, we didn't get anyone good. So our Youth Academy will be empty. And for those followers of the last series that we had with kind of Roma and then on to Liverpool, you all know kind of with Pfeiffer's Realism Mob, we don't get a lot of youth players. So hopefully we can get one in the first season of this career mode and kind of develop them and hopefully be able to hang on to them permanently. In terms of our scouts that you all saw in the spreadsheet that I showed off, kind of adding that extra layer of realism to the save, we have our one scout in England. We have the scout is in transit to Argentina, as well as this scout who's available. Regardless, our scouting instructions are going to be, we're looking for an attacker, first team quality or backup quality, looking for a kind of next generational talent that we can bring in and develop here. Also looking for midfielders who excel in ball possession and passing. Obviously looking for any free agents here. On the defender side, looking for wing backs that excel in passing and defending, and then looking for center backs who are strong in the defending and physical category. We don't have anyone on our transfer hub list yet. I kind of want to get through to at least the first game and kind of think about who we want to bring in with our budget. Speaking of that budget, we have, since we spent money on a scout, we have $12.8 million left. That is not a lot, so we probably won't be able to bring in any kind of superstar youth talent, at least in the first season. Probably not until we get to the Premier League, unless they're homegrown. The expectations for Season 1 from the board. Sign 2 players into the Youth Academy to the defender position. That shouldn't be hard. The 3 players younger than 20 years old, that is probably going to be more difficult. And as you can see, youth development is high, so I don't know if we're going to be able to kind of pull that off. Within 3 seasons, increase your club's worth by 100%, so double it. Those are our financial goals. Domestic success, it's going to be gain automatic promotion and reach the round of 16 in the FA Cup. They also want us to replace 3 players from the team, which shouldn't be too hard, as we walk through the squad isn't going to kind of knock your socks off. We did go through the squad and put our not good at all players, but who have a higher potential on the loan list, so that's what you're seeing here. So, based on the spreadsheet, we're going to have to sell Gooden to Villa. It's a bigger club and a league above. And we will see Matt Gooden walk out the door, pending being able to agree terms with Aston Villa. In terms of the youth scouts, we have Isaiah Langley will definitely be a scout of ours, and we'll probably let Owen Harper, well, I'll probably fire him, and bring on a different scout, but we are going to send Elijah Langley to scout out England. So with the spreadsheet, we did unlock the ability for the global tour through the operations of the core DNA section, so we're able to do a preseason tournament. Probably gonna choose the Audi Cup. So this offer from Southampton we can reject due to the sheet. So he is a academy graduate. He's an original player of ours. Southampton's overall is 72. Their domestic prestige is 5, and they're 5 out of 10. And then their international prestige is 3 out of 10. So since it's the first offer, we're able to reject it. And hopefully we can make him a one-club man throughout the rest of the series. So for both of these deals, we can go ahead and reject them. Joe Allen says we can reject, but if we get maybe a better team that comes in for him, we'll definitely accept that. And Callum O'Hare is staying for now. So our first forced sale is going to be Ben Wilson to Birmingham City. Is our first sale based off of the spreadsheet. So not great, but we have to sell him to Birmingham City. This deal is a deal we can reject as well, since Leicester are in the championship with us. If it came in the winter window, I did the calculations, we would have had to sell. But since it's in the summer, we do not. So I was actually mistaken. We are forced to sell Ben to Leicester City. We must accept is the transfer verdict. I'd missed a field in terms of the sheet for calculations. So we will get in and negotiate this deal, and now we're going to be looking for a new central defensive midfielder, or a central midfielder. So we weren't able to come up with a deal for Ben. 6.2, they said no, which is a little weird since the market value was 6.6 is what I could get for him. So hopefully another bigger team will come in for him and we'll force a sell there. As you can see, we were able to loan out Evan Ngosa to Lincoln City, so that's definitely going to hopefully help his growth. So this offer for Ben Chief we have to accept as well, so we'll get that negotiated and accepted. But since we're having to sell Ben, it looks like Josh is safe for now. Well, it looks like Josh actually is not safe. We must sell to Brentford. So we're losing 2 midfielders this window. So probably going to have to bring in 2 midfielders. If we had only sold one more player, we would have been able to reject this. So after selling both of them, we're able to reject the rest of the deals coming in for our players, just because based on the realism sheet, you wouldn't kind of have a fire sale of your whole squad. So we'll get these 2 deals worked out and see you in the scouting report, because we're going to have to find 2 new ones. As you can see, a couple players loaned out. We did get another Jamie Allen offer. We can reject it. We need to see kind of what these 3 offers are going to be made up of, and kind of what money we will have in the coffers to bring in some new players. Isaac Moore has been loaned out to Wickham. Cian Taylor to Queen's Park Rangers. And so it looks like Josh and Brentford were not able to reach an agreement on contract terms. Very, very surprising he doesn't want to move up to the Premier League. Ben Wilson agrees to terms with Birmingham City, and he is out the door as well. Our squad is getting thin, to say the least. And Ben Chief has made his way out the door as well to Southampton. So I've put both of these deals into the transfer calculator. They can be rejected. I assume it's just because the caliber of team that came in for them. So we have lost Callum O'Hare for the next 3 weeks due to a pulled calf injury. So he'll definitely, looks like, probably miss the start of the season. We need to figure out who we're going to be bringing in to see if some midfielders can kind of lessen that blow. So I've put these deals into the transfer calculator. They've all said I can reject, which is nice. But we need to get in and start bringing players in to kind of fill out the squad to make sure we can kind of make it through the season, hopefully gain that automatic promotion. With roughly 20 million in the coffers, we're looking to probably bring in a left winger, hopefully a couple midfielders, and that will probably be it for now, depending on who we get. So we were able to complete our first signing. It's Paek Sung Ho from Birmingham City for less than his market value, which was good. The transfer sheet said I could go ahead and make this move, and to get a C, not great, but happy to get a new midfielder in. We also have Kobe Mainu on the loan list. We'll see if this actually goes through. And then we're going to go for Amari Forson as well as backup on that right-hand side. And looking at Brandon Thomas Asante for like a mixture of left wing help as well as striker help. So since we've been forced to sell a couple other players, we can reject this deal, which is nice to get from the sheet. So we'll reject this, and we're going to reject this Middlesbrough offer as well. So we were able to agree terms with Kobe Mainu to be brought in, which is great to see. He's obviously going to be put right into my starting lineup. Thank goodness we're also able to reject that deal as well. Or actually, sorry, Keen Lewis Potter. As you can see here, we bring in Keen Lewis Potter to jump out on that left-hand side to bring Haji right back into the striker position, but happy we were able to get this loan. So that's going to be it for episode number 1. As you see on your screen, Douglas Luiz moves to Liverpool. Interesting signing there. But that's going to be it for episode number 1 of this Coventry City Road to Glory realistic career mode. Hopefully you guys like, subscribe, and tune in for more. We'll catch you tomorrow for another episode. Zombie Joystick Gaming, and I'm out. Peace.